I can project. My name is Amelia McGrath. I'm the collections manager and archivist here at the Ali Center. I've been working on the Ali-Ville Creative Classic for the past few years. This is our 4th year doing it. Typically, we do visual arts with the Ali-Ville Creative Classic. It's a cool way to celebrate local artists and their work and highlight them here at the Ali Center in a way that Muhammad would have wanted. So today we decided to do something a little bit different and a little bit more akin to what Muhammad would have done. Does anybody here know that Muhammad actually released a spoken word album in 1963 called I Am the Greatest? And it was actually nominated for a Grammy for Best Comedy Album in 1964. Unfortunately, he did not win, but that was a precursor to what is considered today as hip-hop, R&B. So Muhammad was really one of the OG rappers of his time, so that's really, really cool. But I want to thank you all so much for coming today and for taking the time to do this with us. We've got some really great stuff planned here, and thank you so much to all of our artists that decided to come today. I really, really appreciate you showing up, and good luck. Oh. And I would like to introduce you to a poet in her own right and art entrepreneur, and some of you might already recognize her. This is Robin G. She's going to take us through the show today.
Hello everyone, I am so excited to be here and to hear all these new and fresh voices in the poetry community. My name is Robin G. I am a poet, author, filmmaker, award-winning filmmaker. I like to flex a little bit because that's new. I created a short poetry film. It's a beautiful blend of poetry, R&B, hip-hop, visuals, and dance entitled I Love You, But Not Like I Love Me, and it has won an International Davy Award, and it just recently won a Telly Award, another international award, so we're super excited about that. It is filmed right here, Louisville, Kentucky, and that's where I'm born and raised, right here, love it. So I am honored to MC this event today, and again, to hear all of these new voices. So before we get started and I introduce the poets, give all of the poets in the program a big round of applause. And I want to shout out our judges, Miss Karen Chandler. She is the Chair, University of Louisville English Department. Yes, thank you for being here. And then the one, the only, Hannah Bubba Bleepin' Drake. She's a poet, activist extraordinaire, and my dear friend. So, yes. So, we're going to go in the order of is Dominique here yet? Okay, perfect. Yay. So we're going to go in the order that's in the program, so you all can follow along and make sure you read the short narrative that's in there about each poet. So without further ado, are y'all ready to compete? Are y'all ready to hear the poets? Yes. Y'all ready for the competition to begin? Yes. And just simple rules, it takes a lot of courage to come up here no matter how long you've been doing this, whether new, whether you've been doing it for years. I still get nervous, my good adrenaline, all that. So just kind of respect the mic, but in a way that you can still snap and you can still give that energy, because whatever you give, you're gonna get. Okay? So without further ado, I am excited and honored to introduce the first poet for this afternoon. Please welcome Dominique Bowler.
That's a good sign, though.
My name is Ali Bowler.
You might have to project a little bit since we don't have a mic.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
My name is Dominique Bowler, and I wrote this poem called To My Dear Self. June 19, 1865. To my dear self. From the man I know most, from the boy whom you don't recognize in the slightest. To me, the outside world is unknown and alien. The world that I am said to live in is a mere story told for me from the outside of the box. But you are me, or more correctly, I am you. You have wandered this fairy tale of a landscape for years, whilst I remain inside the box, waiting to be put to use. For not even I know how I was made, but you have learned to see more than I could ever imagine, and done more than I ever will. You have seen the world for what it is meant to be, while you, have sat in this box waiting for a call that once made, I will not exist anymore, but all for you. So before the fowl calls my name and before the hunter shoots it down, I wish to experience this well, but only to celebrate for a week. Then I will come back to carry out my birthday. But you are me, and more correctly, I'm you. You can trade me places. A week to you probably flies by. Without a second thought, it may have already passed. I will cherish the 7 days in which you grant me to see the world, to be as free as your people. But I will come back. I will be familiar with the intangible, and I would have met with the unfamiliar. Until I come back and complete my purpose, my life-giving mission, only for you. Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you, Dominique. Unfortunately, we're having some technical issues with the mic, so poets, just try to project as much as you can. Project and enunciate so that the judges can hear you and so that everybody in the audience can hear you as well. And happy Juneteenth. We got to say it. All right, up next, please welcome Bo Hardin.
Hi y'all, how y'all doing? Alright. If y'all feel the need to express, get loud if you want to, I'm gonna get loud, so yeah. She asked me, what does it mean to be black? It's living hot wire power, it's falling hard and soft, holding fast and tight. It's being mixed, two snakes swallowing the other, flavor soured. Fear of not being black enough, too white, or of being too colored. It's paradise on the mind, it's a noose on the neck, a weight that smothers. It's two stars, thousands of miles apart, loving blind. It's sitting on the dock of the bay, resting Robinson feet in rough waters, cat and crawfish float while piggy toes swirl and sway. It's to be a villain and a martyr, it's to be feminine and fair. It's a brother, sister, a mother bent over in prayer. It's to be a child of the sun as rain pelts down on petals like bullets from guns. It's being Sisyphus each day. It's being afraid and standing brave. It can be gay and smells like shea butter, tastes of jambalaya and etouffee. It sounds like laughter and Donna Summer in a saffron salon. It's hooded with a hijab and stands in the light of Yeshua basking. It means to wear a mask. It means being alive while feeling a closing casket. It means standing on trial for the crime of being born. It means a legacy and a bittersweet birthright sworn. It's your bold body and blood Eucharist for them to drink. And I sit in my world suspended in a different sort of minute and think, what would they say if, I'd imagine it'd be poignant if they saw us today. We cannot fathom what it means or who it all entails. We should be afforded the time to scale the dips and valleys until we are familiar with it as our own body frame. We should be able to tumble gracelessly over the words, learn how to spell it out just as we did our names. We should live long enough to understand the majesty, the mantle gracing each gravestone plaque of the meaning being in America and being black.
The most beautiful thing for me about poetry is we can say whatever we want to say. Yeah. We can ignite uncomfortable but very necessary conversations, and people are going to receive it in a different way because it's poetry. Thank you, Bo. Thank you. All right, the next poet is Emma Planos Maurice, and I hope I said that right. Where she is? Did I do you justice, girl? Y'all give it up for Emma all the way to the top.
Alright, hello, my name is Emma, and I'm here to share my poem, The Freedom I Was Taught. The freedom I was taught. They told me that freedom rang like a bell loud and clear, from sea to shining sea, and I believed them. I stood up straight in class, hand to heart, saying words like liberty and justice for all. never asking who the all really was. They told me freedom came in 1776, wrapped in stars and stripes, signed in ink by men who held chains in one hand and decorations in the other. No one said freedom arrived late, not just minutes or hours, but years too long, for peoples whose backs built this country while the country looked the other way. They told me slavery ended like a clean break, but they didn't tell me about sharecropping or redlining or prison packs and the scenes with names that never got justice. They didn't tell me that in 2020 people would pour the streets shouting Black Lives Matter while tear gas clouded the truth. They didn't say that knees would be used as weapons and silence would scream louder than the sirens. They didn't mention children crying in detention centers, families torn apart by borders drawn by fear, or how go back to where you came from still echoes in hallways and headlines. They told me that America is free, but freedom wears a different face, depending on where you're born, what color is your skin, or what your last name sounds like. And I'm not here to pretend. I am not here to speak over the truth. Learning means unlearning everything that made me comfortable while others had to scream to be heard. So today I listen. I witness, I name the names history try to hide. I ask the questions I should have asked long ago. And I remind everyone who will listen, if your freedom does not make room for theirs, then it is not freedom at all.
Growing up, you always used to hear like, children need to stay in a child's place. We've distorted that from them, and this is what they're doing. So yes, another round of applause. All right, next poet, you all please all the way to the mic, give it up for Sierra Miles.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to dedicate this poem to Audre Lorde because she is the reason why I'm standing here today. Okay. They painted my skin and told me who I am. I left filthy and soulless, my stomach full of rage. Forever I shall be sister outsider, always a stranger, never myself. I've given everyone what they wanted from me. Now I'm just a void craving justice. My hunger fuels the machine in my chest. It pumps life into my veins, yet my hunger starves my soul, gnawing at the hope tethered to my bones. It feasts on my essence, cursed to crave more. The emptiness that remains poisons the taste of my soul, while the rage that grows in my stomach claws its way out of my womb. I am left spilling open, uncontainable, retching out the lies they fed us. This hunger, ignited by their suffering, was a torch passed through generations. Every scar from their whips, every sin they've committed, every life they've taken, blemishes on human nature. They took and took. Why? They raped us. Why? They burned our homes, our towns, our wealth, our resistance. Why? They lynched us. Why? They lied. Why? They never stopped. How could they? They twisted the words of God, calling themselves the righteous ones, claiming that it's their birthright. But can God be all powerful and all good, or does their white lies seep through holiness? How can a God who preaches love thy neighbor watch as his creations burn, bleed, beg, become forgotten beasts? My ancestors will no longer be history. They'll become black censored fruit. The blade they've given me is sharpened by my hunger. It is sharpened by my need to wash the paint they put on my skin. It is sharpened by my longing to rise, a phoenix in flames. My ancestors and I will rise from the ashes, burning the metallic clang of chains, our shackles turning into ash. You must use the hands that once picked cotton, the minds they had validate, the bodies they sought to break, to become architects of our own liberation.
I feel for you. I feel for the judges in this moment. I'm glad I'm an MC today. All right, all the way to the mic. Please give it up for the next poet, Myla Potts Hall.
Hello, my name is Mila, and I'm going to be reading my poem, We Want the Truth About Freedom.
Okay, let's get into it.
Juneteenth on the 19th. Just 1/10 of a holiday to celebrate the abolishment of slavery in the United States of America.
Come on.
400 years. The word teenth in Juneteenth to describe the 1/10 of reparations the black people of America have received. 2/10 of apologies, 3/10 of change, and yet we speak of Juneteenth. A moment of celebration, a moment of pride for the white man's end to his success built off the cracked hands and hurt of black backs. 400 years. 400 years and still. One-tenth for our people as we are made to sit back and enjoy the one day of the year we get to celebrate after 400 years. 400 years, 4 million wounds, and 0.04 of reparations as the change remains scarred among the backs of generations while we sit, a plate of chicken gizzards and math and prayer and exclaim, Happy Juneteenth. My brother, my sister, let's gather hands and throw up our fists and say goodbye to the days of slaves and welcome to new beginnings. And when the day is over, we will return to modern America where every job of high expertise wants Sam next door and Joe family friend. And with our heads held high, we'll return to our seat to reopen the wound, but this time a check was paid to the order of, and no one ate enough to last a week. But again, we exclaim, Happy Juneteenth.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
I feel, oh, woo. Our babies, our babies, our babies. Y'all give it up again for Mila. The next poet, please make some noise all the way to the mic. Please welcome Christine Stewart.
Hi. First, I feel like proud auntie here. These poets are amazing. I wrote this piece out of conversation with my friends and colleagues. So I work in inclusion in higher ed, so you can imagine what the temperature is like for us right now. And so I began to write this right after executive order was signed eliminating federal funding for DEI. Colleagues were in an uproar, our students are nervous and scared. And so I remember, like in my conversations, my repeated refrain to them was, we never needed permission or a declaration. And I didn't mean to placate their feelings, but I meant to encourage them. So this is what this piece was born from. Carter didn't need permission to declare that Black history is American history and worthy of celebration, a history too vast to be contained in a single moment. John didn't need permission to declare good trouble a necessary fight and to march with swollen feet across a bridge named for hate. Frederick didn't need permission to declare his freedom with the fire of his words, burning down the lie that a man should ever be owned. Harriet didn't need permission to declare the night a doorway, carving tunnels of escape with nothing more than starlight and faith. And Martin didn't need permission to declare a dream that awakened the world, his voice rumbling beneath oppression's feet, marching toward the mountaintop. Thurgood didn't need permission to declare the law a weapon for justice, rewriting history in the margins of a constitution that tried to forget his people. Muhammad didn't need permission to declare himself the greatest, and that power could float and truth could sting, and that a voice lands harder than a punch. Rosa didn't need permission to declare her body a protest, a movement in stillness, her seat a revolution that could not be moved. Malcolm didn't need permission to declare that although oppression had written the rules, a revolution would rewrite them by any means necessary. And didn't need permission to declare her home a safe haven, her poetry stitching beauty and resistance into every line, a concealed weapon of truth. Langston didn't need permission to declare that a dream deferred still pulses beneath our skin, and that the soul of our blues and laughter grows deep like the rivers. And Nikki didn't need permission to declare that Black love is loud, revolution is tender, and that poetry belongs in our mouths like gospel. James didn't need permission to declare that America's mirror is cracked, and truth is sharp, and fire next time isn't a warning, it's a promise. Maya didn't need permission to declare that when we rise, our voices will not break, and caged birds still sing, no matter how heavy the bar. Yes. Barack didn't need permission to declare the audacity to hope and to stand on history's shoulders and reach for something greater, something possible. And we never needed permission to be decent in the face of the indecent. We never needed permission to be humane at the hands of the inhumane. We never needed permission to celebrate our audacity and our tenacity, or to honor our fire, our force, and our boundless possibilities. And we certainly don't need it now. Thank you.
That's insane. Proud auntie, like all over right now. You all give it up one more time for Christine. The next poet, please welcome to the mic, Ish Taylor.
Hello, I'm Ish. The poem that I wrote is exactly why the poets before kind of stood out to me the most. So I wrote this for myself, my younger self, so we'll go ahead and give it to you. I'll call it 19. My black baby, you ain't gotta cry no more. My black baby, you ain't gotta hide no more. Pull that thorn out your side and let your ancestors know that you have arrived. They can't erase what you don't give them, and that's your black pride. I know you feel that spirit beating in your chest because the unrest wants justice. It's time to reclaim everything that we've known, everything that we own, but it starts with your mindset. We running around like DJ Khaled because we the best and is and does. But how is that possible when we don't even love our oneness? No compassion for self because we always traumatizing our young guns. We say we want free, well let that young child just be. We always projecting, redirecting how God has always made them to be. Creatively expressive, judgment free. If you ask me about the truth of freedom, it didn't happen on Juneteenth. It happened when I decided to reclaim me. Slavery is hidden in hypocrisy. You want what I got, but the truth is you is me. I want what you want, and that's to live in the truth that is me. True equality, true autonomy. But we keep letting them divide our oneness until we all say peace. But eventually, we gotta stand for something like the people's champ that we know in Muhammad Ali. While you wreck that black, red, and green, it stands for unity. So for me to be free, don't just teach me the history of what I could be. Show me that I can be authentically me, that I can be everything that God has claimed over me, fearfully and wonderfully made. If you gotta call me something, let that be my first and last name. All I'm saying is I'm diverse and minority as you know what, made to be small until I decided to stand up. And that started with me loving me, my full truth, my authenticity. I started with me loving me, my full truth, my authenticity. And when I shared those burdens projected on me, I fly free. Juneteenth is just a celebration of my ancestors who fought for this black, queer, crippled female to stand in the land of milk and honey. And yup, they took it from me. But I'm reclaiming it because the truth is freedom isn't always tied to money.
All right, last but not least, please welcome all the way to the mic, Kamaria Turner.
Hi, my name is Samaria Turner, and the title of my poem is Am I the One? Be professional is code for melt into the pot. You have to be white to be hot. What are you afraid of? Is it my crown of luscious locks that feel lawless, or the clicking and clacking of my beads as I strut through the office? Is it the height of my cheekbones and naturally perfect pout, or the glowing of my melanin skin that puts you in doubt? Is it the tapping of my stiletto nails that I find so handy, or the fluorescent florals of style that we do not find in dandy? Is it the way I can express myself without needing any hype, or the bass in my voice that keeps you awake at night? Is it the way that I fight against discrimination in the office that makes sure voices like mine are heard, or the strength when I speak my truth that makes you flinch at every word? Even my intelligence scares you. As I sit back and evaluate, am I the one you really hate? Or is it my pride and knowledge that for you are all too great? So no, I won't shrink, I won't fold or get blurred. I won't melt into this pot like a sheep in the herd. I'm here, I am a person, and I deserve to be heard.
One more time, everybody give it up for Dominique, Bo, Emma, they got work to do. So I'm going to share a poem. Is that okay? Yes. So I was a teaching artist for Actors Theater, and we did the Ali Summit. And there was one particular writing prompt, the I Come From writing prompt, that I absolutely fell in love with. So I wrote my own I Come From piece, and I would like to share that with you all. I come from Saturday morning cartoons and eating bowls of cereal from my lap on the living room floor. I come from sitting Indian style, adjacent to the couch, my mother's thighs serving as armrests, her fingertips soothing my scalp with olive oil. I come from sharing a 2-liter room with both my sisters, the white iron day bed tucked away in a corner across from the oversized bunk bed with mismatched sheet sets. I come from free lunch in white boxes on blankets in the hood and bartering an extra cookie for my juice. I come from dances at the community center where entry was just the cost of a canned good. I come from sloppy joes on white bread and Kool-Aid with either too much or too little sugar. I come from breaking food stamp dollar bills for loose change at the corner store. I come from that we didn't even know that this was poor. I come from red brick buildings and lawns made of dirt because the grass refused to grow. I come from a father whose face I did not see until I was 26 years old. I come from the color red in its vibrancy representing both sensuality and strength. I come from a white woman raising little black children. I come from my racist grandfather. I come from my grandmother and her willingness to leave behind the only man she had ever known. I come from hope and hopelessness. I come from battered women and broken men. I come from trauma and triumph. I come from those side streets and forgotten alleyways by way of roses pushing through concrete. I come from being pregnant at only 16. I come from homelessness. I come from bruised cheekbones by the hands of men who claim to love me. I come from being raped. I come from poverty-stricken neighborhoods enriched with culture. I come from take cover at the sound of bullets. I come from getting lost at the sound of music. I come from books and creativity. I come from being told I amount to nothing. I come from I stand here here before you as everything that I come from. Every one of you in here, remember that Black history, your history is Black history. So I am a huge advocate of telling your story. No one can tell your story like you can. If you allow someone else to tell it, they're going to get it wrong every single time. So never be afraid to be transparent, to be vulnerable, and to tell your story and to be about your journey brave and unashamed. And remember that we have the power to create our own existence no matter what's happening around us. Yeah. Y'all know what I mean when I say around us? We have the power to create our own existence, and it starts with community. Yeah. So I'm going to let the judges do what they need to do, finish that up. Yeah. So just give us a minute. Do we have some music?
Well, thank you so much. While they continue to deliberate, I believe our President and CEO, Devon Holt, would like to say a few words.
So Muhammad Ali spoke with his fist, but there was a reason why he was called the Louisville Lip, because he talked that talk, just like you all have come here today to talk that talk, and not just talk for talk's sake, but talk to tell a story, talk to advance a legacy, talk to change the world. And I believe that that's where change begins. And as Ms. Robbins said, we need to tell our stories. Our stories matter. So I'm thankful to have this space. But as I also think about stories, I think about Miss Robin when I was 22 years old. I had a story. I was a senior at Eastern Kentucky University, preparing to graduate college, and didn't know what the future might look like for me. Didn't feel warmly received in places where I was hoping to land. And I sat in my bed one day thinking about my future, and I wrote, which way do I go when there's nowhere to turn? Got a college education, but a lot to learn. You see, my partners on the streets were paid better than me. I'm sitting at home unemployed with a damn degree. But the struggle's nothing new. I was in my 22nd season. I've been broken my life and trying to figure out the reason. It's hard to explain the pain, but I'm in a rage because I want to be rich and they talking minimum wage. Every day's the same. I'm filling out them applications, trying to fatten up my pockets and spark an occupation. All I wanted was a chance to make my bank account double and spread the ends to my crew so they could stay out of trouble. I wanted to put my mama in a brand new ride so all my money's on the lotto instead of paying my tithe. But with all those plans, I had no time for dreams. So I just sat in my bed thinking of plots and schemes to come up. Thank you guys for being here today. I want to say you young artists today are incredible. I wish I had an ounce. You keep writing, you keep speaking, you keep inspiring the world because people, whether you know it or not, they are listening, and we are listening today. Thank you. Judges, I hate to be you.
Can I have all of the poets to come down, please? And your voices are so necessary. Your message is so necessary. You are so bold, so brave, and so courageous. So thank you all for sharing your pieces, just little pieces with us, because please keep writing. Please keep going. This is just a little piece of what you all have to offer to this world. You are a community.
Yeah.
Poetry is a community. So welcome to the community.
All right.
All right, so one more time, please give all of you. Again, this was not easy for our poor judges.
Don't ask me again.
Karen said I'm ready to go home. So, in third place, please congratulate Miss Emma. Second place, please make some noise for Sierra. Alright, and can we get a little drum roll for first place? Yeah. First place with an undisputed perfect score, please congratulate Bo. Congratulations to each of you, because even being in this space and sharing your work made you a winner today. Yeah. So that's for all winners. And to appreciate what you all received it accordingly. We received every word that you said as we needed it in this moment. So we are forever grateful for that. So thank you for being true to your art, and thank you for writing it down and for sharing it. Congratulations to the winners, and congratulations to you all. Thank you.